Minneapolis. How are you feeling? George Floyd is not the first innocent black man to be murdered at the hands of police officers in Minnesota. Of the ones that we know, there was Thurman Blevins, who begged two white cops, "Please leave me alone, don't shoot me," as he's running away from them. And there was Philando Castile, who was shot and murdered in his car with his wife in the front seat and his young daughter in the back, for simply telling the police officer, "I am a rights-bearing citizen. I have a license to carry, and I have it, but I'm reaching for my wallet. I'm reaching for my wallet," as the police officer instructed him, for license and registration. Because of this jumpy, fearful, mistrained, trigger-happy police officer who held more power in his gun than the mental capacity to have a calm conversation with a rights-bearing black citizen. These people are no longer here. At the end of all of these cases, the Supreme Court or Minnesota State Court has concluded that the officers will not be convicted and that there was no violation of MPD policy, and that excessive force and that death is permitted. All these officers knew that they would not be held accountable for their actions because they knew of the institutions that held them up and even honored them for killing yet another black man. So let us be upset. Yeah, let us be angry. Let us be sad. Let us feel these generations of pain and oppression. Let us be upset at all four cops who were involved in the murder of George Floyd. All four. There are 3 on his body, and there was one who was blocking it, who was blocking people from even seeing the other 2. All 4 of them are guilty. Let us be upset at these officers, but let's also be upset at their bosses and their bosses' bosses and their bosses' 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 bosses. The institutions that are in place that allow them to continue to do this to us. The people that we voted for that defend bills that are directly against our interest. Those that uphold the system and see no problem with it, with the murder upon murder of our people, with putting us in environments of food deserts and leaving us uninsured, yet still blaming us for our poor health, for giving us a lesser quality education, yet say that we have lower ACT scores and that we shouldn't get into big schools. Even after redlining our communities and starving us of resources and nutrients that we need because we are normal as people. Even after science proves that there is no difference, no biological difference between the races, you still treat us like animals. So I get it. I get it. I walk in my skin and my hair and my physical features, my phenotypes every day. Not just in the States, but around the world. Anti-Blackness is around the world in all communities, even communities of color.